that little IWM right there. I took put some calls in this thing. You know, they're up. That little pop gave you a dime profit. Again, this is not going to be a big momentous day. I'm just saying the best index to trade right now is the IWM. I'm in and out on the IWM already on this, but it's the one that has the least amount of resistance above it. The SPYs and the Qs have a lot. But you know, the IWM is also going to react to what the SPYs and Qs do. If the SPYs pull back hard, the IWM is likely to also pull back. So again, with the SPYs and the Qs right at resistance, you know, there's a increased possibility of a little bit of a pullback, which would probably impact the IWM. But the IWM does have room to the upside. And again, I'm out of the trade already. I just took a quick dime on that thing. Had a bunch of contracts and just took a quick dime. What's the standard deviation line right here? Standard deviation line is basically from the price, the price point. Or like you could actually take it off the VWAP of standard deviation off the VWAP, because the VWAP is basically the midpoint on the where the stocks are trading, and you know, because that's what the institutions are using. So it's a standard deviation. I don't use it very much, but it does show up on the chart, and occasionally it'll offer some resistance and some support. It's not a major one. Major ones here are the VWAP, the 15, and your pivot point down here. Watching LYB, just kind of chopping around. We're short that from yesterday. NVIDIA up nicely today, about 2.5%. Again, the IWM just pulled back a little bit. Again, here's the 15 for the SPY super system. This would be the only index I'd use right now, just because the SPY and the Qs are right against the 8 exponential moving average on the daily chart, so there's got too much resistance there. Again, you're looking at the compass system here. I've got some YouTube folks on, and again, this is a compass system that runs on Thinkorswim. This tells me what the institutions are doing. Major indexes I watch are this one right here. Indicators I watch is this is a multi-time frame momentum. This is a current time frame momentum. This is the one we use for the SPY super system right here. The SPY super system looks for the current time frame momentum. Blue or green for long, red or yellow for short. But as right now, the IWM is the only index that doesn't have any resistance right close by. If I look at my TC2000 charts again, I want to emphasize the SPY is right against resistance. That red line right there is the 15, the 8 EMA, and this is the 15 EMA. Struggling to get through that. Qs also with exactly the same thing. The Qs have gotten through it just a little bit, so the Qs are a little bit more bullish and a little bit more playable to the long side than the SPY is. The IWM is the index that has got the most room to the upside right now, because it's above the 8 right here and above the 50 right here, the 50 SMA, above the 8 and the 15. So it has some room to the upside. So it's tradable. The Qs are also tradable now if it stays above the 8 and the 15, assuming you get the setup on the Qs. Let's take a look at the Qs. Nothing moving very much today, so don't expect any huge moves or any big profits on these things. You got to be very, very you have to be very passive in your profit targets. In other words, take profits pretty quickly. There's the Qs. Qs could be played off of a break off of this 15 above this standard deviation. I'm sorry, this dynamic compression zone, the shaded area right here. You notice this, but it's flipping back and forth a lot between yellow and blue. But as long as it stays above the 8 and the 15, it is playable. Remember, the Q is much more volatile than the IWM. If you trade it, you're going to get some fairly much larger fluctuations in your P&L when you're trading the Qs. But they are above the 8.15 right now. $490.91 is the support level. $490.91. On the Qs, that's the 15 EMA. Hassan, what's wrong? I don't know what you mean. Again, another kind of a wait and see day here. Again, the Qs are playable. The IWM is playable right now. The SPY is not. Not until it gets through the 8, which is not done. But look at how small these candles are. I mean, this is really, really slow action here. Very small candles. Not conducive to any kind of size on trades or even taking trades for that matter. Again, I did take a quick IWM trade, but just made 10 cents on it, which was fine. Kind of what I was expecting. VWAP holding okay here on the Qs. SPY holding the VWAP and starting to bounce a little bit here. SPY right at the 8, just below the 15 right now. So just watching the resistance on these these indexes. Q's nice little potential break here, coming off the 15, coming out of dynamic compression with a pop out of the box symbol, and it's blue. This is your indicator for your current time frame momentum, which is telling us bullish right now, but it's been switching back and forth a lot, so it's been very choppy. Again, just kind of watching. Qs have a little bit of a potential here, but they're really close to the 8. And the 15. They've just gotten through the 8, and the 15 SPY is right at the 8. Again, I'm not touching any of these SPY super system trades right now. Qs are playable. They are above the 8 and the 15. SPY is not. The IWM is. But the market's not going anywhere. I mean, look at these candles. It's just sideways action. Index is just sideways action. So I'm just looking for some individual stocks. See if anything I can find to do an intraday trade on. Again, we got a lot of volatility coming up now. We got election tonight. We got the Fed on Thursday. This is really conducive to a lot of volatility in the market, which means the option prices are going to be inflated a little bit. A lot of volatility built into them. Teradata, TDC down quite a bit today. BERY also down quite a bit. They don't have earnings till the 21st, but it's down quite a lot this morning. Big gap down. Again, we're short LYB from yesterday, and just chopping around right now. It's down this morning, which is good. It's still down. Again, we got a sell order in on that one. Very little movement now in the indexes. A lot of waiting going on. There's not a lot of going on, and also the volume today is pretty low. Volume on the SPY 9.7 million shares. That's pretty low for 11:30. Again, just looking to see if there's anything stocks to trade. It's the market's not going to give you much help right now. So the stocks you take have to carry the load all themselves. XMTR has been a nice one. It's coming off of earnings this morning. Nice move up. Semiconductor stocks are pretty good today. SMCI is up just 1%. Nvidia, again we're in Nvidia. Nvidia up almost 3% right now. Intel also up nicely this morning, a little over 4%. ASML up about 1.6. Most of the tech, chip stocks are coming back from this pullback last couple of days ago. SMH, the semiconductor ETF, is up almost 2%. XMTI has a nice move, but the options are really pretty unplayable. They've got them spread out really, really wide. $23 calls at 225 by 440, expiring November 15th. Crazy wide spread. Still left over from earnings, I'm assuming. He's not getting much follow through here on the Qs. Shy, Reddit, having a good day at about 8%. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, pulled back because it went. Didn't quite get down to the 8, but it had a nice move up. Now it's pulled back and it's bouncing. It's a PBO, a pullback opportunity off a bull flag. Yeah, it's a nice setup. Reddit's pretty good long actually for a swing type trade. Again, you've got market volatility ahead here between election results and then the Fed on Thursday. You know, two really significant news items that can impact the market pretty dramatically. Maybe we'll see. But Reddit is a nice setup here. I like Reddit. Yeah, it's about 8%, but the setup on the daily chart's very nice. Here's the Reddit setup right here. Big gap up here. Nice earnings, pulls back close to the 8. Now bouncing off of it, the 8's moving up pretty nicely. So it's a nice little setup right here on Reddit. You want to give it some time because you know it could come back to the 8, no question about that. But you want to see it get above here. I wish this candle was blue. I wish that they had some expanding Bollinger Bands here for breakout, but that may come. But I like that. Reddit's a nice setup. I mean, I'm not going to take any additional trades to alert on or anything right now with the market. Just too many things going on. Shy, you're in with 1129 calls from a couple of days ago. Okay. Yeah, pull back on you, I know, but then listen, that's not unusual, but it's looking pretty good right now. SPY really needs to clear this 8 exponential moving average, and then it's got the 15 right above it, so I'm not going to touch it right now. Qs are playable to the upside right now. They're above the 8 and 15. IWM as well. When I'm talking about SPY super system trades, but just not really seeing much force here in the market at all. Basically, the market's in a wait and see. Folks on the coming in here on YouTube, again, this is our compass system here on running on Thinkorswim. This is how we identify when institutions are buying and selling. This is a multiple time frame momentum. This is current time frame momentum. These two are the key ones I use for the SPY super system I've been talking about. This is the one I use, the current time frame momentum, to let you know blue and green bullish, red and yellow bearish. We're looking for to trade long off blue and green and short off red and yellow. We use the VWAP as a support resistance level right here, the pink line, and the green line right here. This little thin green line is a 15 EMA. We use that for a support and resistance level. Right now, the Qs are at least playable to the upside if you get a bounce off the 15 on the VWAP. The SPY is not. It's got too much resistance right now at the 8 exponential moving average on the daily. And the IWM is also playable to the upside. This is this is long-term trend. This is a derivation of money flow. These are the two that I mostly use. The pink and blue arrows, these are pop out of the box or pop signals that identify a break at compression. Again, this compass system is running on Thinkorswim, which is a platform I use, but I don't trade off of this. I just use the platform to load up the compass system, to load up the software to identify the trends in the market, if the institutions are in it or not. That's very critical to trade with the institutions, and when they're in the trade, and when they're not in the trade, don't trade. Trade with them. Otherwise, you're just trading with the retail traders, and it's a bunch of chop and chaos. So if you're just trading with retail traders and no institutions in there driving the move. You can see the IWM is getting a lot of buying here across the board. It's all green. Easy to see. It's bullish. Triple Qs as well. Again, triple Qs pulling back here. You look for an entry on one of these things. If you're going to trade the Qs, you don't want to chase it up here. You want to wait for it to come back, find support on the 15 or the VWAP, and then bounce off of it. And this remains blue or green. Q's bouncing off the 15 right here. Still green on the current time frame momentum. So this is if it stays green and stays above the 15, this is a potential entry for the SPY super system on the Qs. Qs have some room to the upside on the daily chart. They're above the 15 and the 8, so they've got a little bit of room. You want to clear last Thursday's high, which was 492.43. That would be the next resistance level, about $1 higher.
Can I grind quickly?
Be fairly passive as far as your targets are concerned. If you take the Qs here, they're moving up pretty nicely. But that's a nice little move right in the Qs. If you're in the trade, SPY super system trade right here. I get in at 217 when I called it, and it's right now trading at 245. Again, the Qs can be fairly volatile. The moves are pretty big. Right now it's up about 30 cents, 25 cents, and any momentum starts to lag here, I'll take it off. Okay, took it off. Again, I don't have a lot of confidence in any big moves in the market. I get in 217, I get out at 247. So 30 cents, which is fine. On the Qs, I'll take that. So that's how the SPY super system works. Again, it pulled back down here right to the 15. Bounce. This is where you get in off the 15. It's green here, so you've got multiple. Current time frame momentum is bullish. Institutions buying, but you've got to watch the trend today. You see how the trend, how choppy it is. So you're only going to probably get a candle out of this. We haven't had many back-to-back green candles. So I took profits just on that candle. So I'm in at 217, out at 247. Again, this is just kind of fill-in trades for. We don't just do. I just don't do SPY super system trades, but they're a good trade, good to make if you're we're waiting for other things to set up for us. Longer term trades like all day long, and also swing trades, because we have a lot of short term swing trades as well. But this is a methodology we use for the Qs, the SPY, and the IWM. We call the SPY super system, basically taking trades when the institutions are in off of the support levels. It's really important. The support and resistance levels, you get in off of them. You can't chase it. You don't even want to be chasing up here on a day like this. You want to catch it right as it gets off the 15, or after the VWAP if it comes down there, and take your profits pretty quickly. Some days you can let these things run. I don't think today is one of those days. Again, I get in at 217, out at 247. So just a quick 30 cents on that. I made a quick 20 cents on the IWM early, so I'm up about $50 a contract on my SPY super systems today.
AstraZeneca, AZN says do not comment on speculative media reports, including those related to ongoing investigations in China.
Again, SPY just not able to get through that 15. the 8 and the 15s. You can't even get through the 8 right now. A lot of resistance here. So again, the moves are very small. I'm not going to touch the SPY because it's right up against resistance. The Qs have got a little bit of space to the upside now, and sort of the IWM. But it's nothing I want to stay in very long. Pretty slow day, a lot of waiting going on right now. Again, a couple of big catalysts coming up. Election tonight, and we don't even know if it'll be resolved tonight. And then you get the Fed on Thursday. So this is quite a few news events that could move the market. So you want to just be aware of that. Again, here's the Qs bouncing again off the 15. Pull back down to it, now bouncing off of it again. Again, like on the Qs here, on the SPY super system, you wouldn't want to be taking it here. I mean, it could always go, but the point is now your downside risk is this all the way down here to this 15. Again, I took it here on this bounce. I got 30 cents out of it, 217 to 247, trading at 263 right now. SPY has gotten above the 8, now it's right near the 15. IWM but just kind of creeping up. The SPY got through the 8. It's just below the 15 right now. Triple Q is looking decent. And for anybody looking on YouTube, this is the compass system right here. This the piece of software that I run on Thinkorswim. You can actually purchase it. This basically tells you whether the institutions are buying or selling a stock or index. This one here, we're looking at the SPY. You can see the buying here is green, blue and green's bullish, red and yellow bearish. The SPY, of course, does have resistance right above where it is right now with the 15 EMA, so I'm not touching it, but it's definitely bullish. Q's also bullish as well, and they have some upside potential here. So again, for the SPY super system, we look for bounces off the 15 or the VWAP, the pink line, the green line right here, the 15 EMA. Try to get in right at just as close to that support level as possible, so you're not chasing it. And we're looking for other trades to take. We have several on right now. Short LYB, which is bouncing up a little bit right now.
On IRTC, seeing a form for insider purchase by the director, purchasing 6,664 at 75.16 for a total of $500,000. Odds on IRTC.
And you don't want to be chasing the Qs up here. You want to wait for a pullback. So in the SPY super system, it's really important to get in as close to the support level as possible, because you really cut down your downside risk when you do that. And especially on a day like today, when the moves are fairly minimal, not a lot of stacked green candles, so it's hard to get a lot of money out of a trade. So you just take what you can get by getting in right at the support level. When it bounces off of it, you want it to make sure it confirms that it's bouncing off of it. Again, we just take these SPY super system trades as intraday trades, quick trades off the 5-minute chart. In addition to the normal trades we take, this is to it allows traders who are in the room to be able to trade when we're not really taking any other trades. We're typically waiting for high probability trade setups. And if you don't have anything that you can trade, but you still want to trade, then you can do some SPY super system trades if you so desire. I have a video on it that goes into great detail as to how these trades work and how they're set up and what the criteria are.
On GRFS, Brookfield set to seek info on Grifols related party deals. That's on GRFS.
Here's the SPY right here. This is what I'm looking at. You see how it got through the 8 exponential, which is this little red line, and this purple, this line right here, the orange line, that's the 15 EMA. These are both resistance levels. So I don't really want to trade that one long, but the Qs you see is above both of them. So I've got some upside potential in the Qs, and I also have some upside potential in the IWM to trade. So those would be my indexes of choice if I was going to trade the SPY super system today, and I have traded it today twice. I traded the IWM for 20 bucks a contract, and I traded the Qs for 30 cents a contract. Again, you're not going to get a lot of moves. So a lot of times you can get a buck and a half out of these things, but on a day like this, too choppy. There's just not a lot of stock candles. The market doesn't have any idea what it wants to do. It basically wants to wait. just a little after 12 o'clock. Market, having a decent day. Again, SPY up against resistance, but up almost a full percent right now for the day. Q's up 1.25%, a little bit stronger. IWM up about 1%. So all the indexes are between 1% and 1.25% to the upside. But for SPY super systems, I would recommend Q's or IWM for potential longs if you can get a setup for them. Again, I got a setup here. I took it and took 30 cents off of it, and I took the IWM earlier. But again, important to only enter off of these support and resistance levels. The 15 right here, little thin green line, and the VWAP if it gets down there. Those are your support resistance levels to trade off of for the SPY super system. Very dead though. Market volume wise today, terrible. Q's 8.3 million shares, average is 31 million a day. Very, very slow. This is just a wait and see market right now. So again, don't expect a lot of profits. You got to take quick profits on this any of these SPY super system trades. Moderna dropping. Yeah, there was some news on it. Chief Commercial Officer was supposedly let go, resigning. Chief Commercial Officer. Pop down, pop back up again. Again, this is not like a confirmation. This is just a news potential, and that's what caused the flush. Again, these are algos that drive this thing down when that happens. Daily chart on Moderna is pretty horrible anyway. Just lost my internet feed for a second. Hasn't come back up on, here it is. Just came back up again. That was weird. Very low volume, just moving sideways here. This is really terrible price action to try to trade. Really good day to watch. Get scan for stocks, look for some setups for shorts and longs. Be prepared, but I wouldn't get into too much right now. Some days not trading is the best thing you can do. Again, a lot of trying to find an intraday trade even is not that easy right now either, just because we've got so little volume in here. The volume is dead. SPY's just sitting above the 8, just below the 15 EMA, right between those two levels of resistance. Really flat market. A little pop in the Qs and the SPY. Not much volume on it though. SPY is right at the 15 EMA right now, right at resistance. Qs have cleared resistance this morning, so they're potential upside. Again, I'm not going to take it unless I can catch it right off of this 15 or this VWAP, but I'm not going to chase it up here. SPY trying to get through the 15. LYB bouncing up against us right now. NVIDIA, nice setup in NVIDIA. We're long NVIDIA. Netflix, really a nice breakout here. It's got to hold above, as I showed you this chart before, this on Netflix. It needs to hold above this algo line right here. This line that the institution choose off of this, off the algos. Then it's broken through there. The volume, it'd be nice if it was a little bit more volume. Volume's pretty low. But if it stays above that algo line, that's a decent long setup on Netflix. SPYs get through the 8 and is right about the 15. The 15 on the SPY is 576.19. That's what it needs to get through. Again, Qs have already gotten through the 8 and the 15, so the Qs are set up pretty nicely. A volume very low here, so just be aware of that. Low volume day, so things can move around pretty quickly. Doesn't take much selling to pull it right back down again. Here the Qs starting to pull back a little bit. Again, you're looking for an entry for the SPY super system. Off right now, your key is to off of the 15. Pull back to the 15 and a bounce off the 15 to the upside. Shy looking at HON. Honeywell, yes, we're moving up nicely, coming off of a pretty big pullback to the 200 a few days ago. bouncing up over the 8 and 15 today. Got a little gap, a gap 2 from, it's going to have about 216.65 is where a gap begins, so that's going to offer a little bit of resistance there. Yeah, it's pretty choppy on Honeywell for sure. Anybody having trouble with audio? My internet was off for a few seconds a little while ago, and the audio shut off, but it should be back on again right now. Hopefully you can all hear me at the moment. My mic says it's on and working, so let me know if you can hear me, please. Okay, good. Thanks, Shai. Excellent. Thank you very much. All right, it's about 12:23 here. Oh, you can hear me great. Thank you very much, TG. Again, we have a live feed going right now on YouTube. I'll probably keep it going for about another 15 minutes. Then I'm going to take a little break for lunch. But anyway, the Qs are a decent setup for the longs right now. The SPYs trying to get above the 15-day moving average, 15 exponential moving average on the daily chart. 576.19, kind of a key level on that one right now.
The WHO says the first local transmission of Mpox Clade IB in the European region confirmed in the UK. That's on some commentary regarding Mpox, monkeypox.
Again, slow day as far as the market's concerned. Volume very low. Just kind of watching it now. Hearing you folks hear beeps on the YouTube. I have a news feed on that's possible that's what you're hearing. But the other stuff is pretty much muted. I mean, I have a lot of beeps that come through this alerts and stuff, but I hear them through my headphones. I don't have them playing live so you can hear them through the mic. The Q's starting to pull back a little bit here now. But they get through the 15 EMA, SPY right up to it. Again, 576.19 is the SPY level that's likely to be resistance. We'll see. You know, somewhere in that area. That's the 15 EMA. So we start to pull back a little bit now. Walmart up pretty nicely today. Looks like an all-time high in Walmart. Nice little move in Walmart. Oops. Daily chart looks pretty nice. Earnings on 11/19. But yeah, it's a nice setup here. You see, we just went blue on the current time frame momentum, and we're green on the multi-time frame momentum. It's a nice setup in Walmart right there. Nice little breakout in Walmart. But again, earnings on the 19th, so you have to be aware of that. You don't want to be holding options past the 19th, or before. You want to get out before the 19th. Q right back down to the 15 again. Again, the SPY's got resistance at just a little bit higher. Q's don't, and they're bouncing off the 15 again. But it's really, really choppy day here, and also low volume day. that's a potential SPY super system trade right there, off of the 15. Again, you can see the choppiness here, little bitty candles. 15 still sloping up. Q still got some room to the upside. SPY trying to get through the 576.19, hasn't quite got there yet. SPY gets through 576.19, it'll be through the resistance, and that should also give some impetus to the Qs and the IWM. SPY went right to the 15 EMA, 576.19. High on this candle, 576.19. Q's pulling back toward the 15 again. It's low volume. Netflix still looking like a good setup for a long. FI that were long from a few days ago, up a nice $1.50 today, up 7.75%. Q's right back to the 15. SPY is still struggling to try to get through that 576.19. Michael, you're sitting on the sidelines today. I don't blame you. It's not a bad day to sit on the sidelines at all. Volume's low, a lot of volatility. People are just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. So that's why the moves are not very dramatic. You can get a lot of pullbacks. Again, the SPY super system works okay, but you got to be very quick on these profits. You don't want to be in these things very long. SPY coming off the 15 again. I mean the Qs. Again the SPY 576.19 is the 15. It hasn't been able to get through it. It's gone to it a couple of times, has not been able to get through it. Low volume makes it tough to get through. There's the Qs bouncing off the 15 again. Again, you can trade these Qs, the SPY super system on the Qs here, like it could here and then here. You know, you're only going to try to grab 20 cents maybe 20, 30 cents. That's about it. Because it could, you could get a big green candle, but it's not very probable today. I mean, anything can happen, but it's not very probable. a few more minutes. I'm going to take some lunch. I'll stop the YouTube feed here just a little bit. Been running for about close to an hour and a half, so I appreciate everybody that's has been viewing the options room, my compass options rooms on YouTube. Appreciate that. Again, this is the compass system right here. This is how we identify when institutions are in the trades, when this short, long, or neutral, basically. You see right now we just had this current time frame momentum. This is what we use for the SPY system, super system. It's just switched back to yellow for the first time since about 11:15. So we're getting a little less, whoops, but right now it's just fluctuating back and forth between yellow and green. Again, it's right at the 15 EMA, which is an entry level. If it pops off of here, you need to have confirmation to a break to the upside. Still fighting that 15 EMA. Can't get through it. Not yet. Triple Q's right at the 15. Back to green on the current time frame momentum here. All right, I'm going to get something to eat. About 12:43, so I'm going to grab a quick lunch. Market's not really doing much here. SPY's again needs to get through 576.19. Q's just moving sideways here off of the 15. 15 still green. The current time frame momentum still green, but not much movement. Low volume, very low movement in the whole market today. So good data. Basically, just analyze some stocks. Try to get some on your watch list. Look for setups after we get through some of this volatility this week. We've got election returns, and then we've got the Fed on Thursday. So this is going to be some likelihood of some volatility and some movement one way or the other. So we shall see. All right. So I'm going to grab something to eat. I want to thank everybody that came and watched on YouTube today. We try to do this each day from about 11:15 for about an hour and a half. And just so you can see the compass system and you can see our high probability trading setups, how we do that. We have a whole list of the criteria that we use. Always use the daily chart for initially, make sure the daily chart's bullish, and we use the compass system indicators to let us know whether the institutions are in there. We only want to be in trades that the institutions are long. All right, everybody, I'm going to grab some lunch. Thanks to the YouTube folks. I appreciate you watching today, and we're going to go ahead and end that right now.